It's Emily with the Wild Seed Field Museum. In today's edition of the Quarantine Folk School, we'll be learning how to dye eggs with beets, onion skins, and cabbage. For our first dye recipe, we're going to use red cabbage, and what you want to do is chop it up into a bunch of little pieces and boil 4 cups of water. So it's 1 head of cabbage to 4 cups of water. This is exciting. You can see that the color is starting to come out of the cabbage. The longer you cook it, the darker it will get, but you do risk losing some of the water in some of your measurements, so you can always add a little extra water, which will help with some of that loss. The final amount doesn't matter a whole lot with what we're doing today. One thing to keep in mind with cabbage dye is it's great to color food, but it is not color fast, so it won't stain clothing on the long term. It's a fun thing to do with kids though, and if you're looking to do just a fun dye project that turns out really well and will fade with time, which sometimes you're going for, it's a pretty fun one. Beets are awesome for reds and pinks. You'll want to have either 3 large beets or 4 small to medium size. You'll want to chop them up in small pieces. You can use the stems and then boil. And once it's boiled for a little while, bring it down to a simmer for about an hour. Onion skins are another good source of dye. I have a jar in my kitchen where I collect the skins over a few months, and you can use red or yellow onion skins. You could also use a combination. What you'll want to do is put 4 cups of water into your pot, bring it to a boil, and you can add in anywhere from 2 to 4 cups of skins depending on the color that you want to get. And I was just reading that onion skin dyed eggs are used in Passover. So if you have a family or cultural tradition that you would like to mention in the comments, that would be awesome. Here we have 3 different colors going at once. So I will let all of these simmer for at least an hour before adding the vinegar and then adding the eggs to soak overnight. So I just strained out the cabbage and got this really lovely violet color. You can fit 3 eggs in a jar and then go ahead and pour your color on top until you cover your eggs completely. As with many crafts, there are traditions of dyeing eggs all over the world. I first learned about dyeing eggs as part of Easter as a little girl, and as I was researching this, I was excited to learn that there's a tradition in Iran of dyeing eggs, in Eastern Europe, and the Passover tradition with onion skins that I mentioned. There's also a long-standing pagan tradition of dyeing eggs. I'm curious to hear from you. What type of egg dyeing do you do at home? Feel free to mention that in the comments. You're welcome to post pictures as well. And let's go take a look at these eggs. Here are our jars after soaking overnight. I'm excited to see that the cabbage has actually turned blue, so that's really, really neat. All right, let's see what we've got. So this first one I'm pulling out is the cabbage. And whoa, oh my gosh, it's blue, look at that. Super cool. And the place where it was touching the other egg is white, so maybe something to keep in mind if you want a solid blue. I really like the different variation on this egg. This is so neat. So here we have our 3 eggs that are dyed with cabbage. Take a look at these. Oh my gosh. So next we have our beet eggs, and oh man, this is neat. So this has like kind of a 2-tone thing going on. And we have a friend joining us. This is Loki, checking it out. These next eggs I didn't talk a whole lot about, but I put some of the cabbage and some of the beet together. So it makes a really, really cool color. So for that one we have this beautiful purple. So here they are, our naturally dyed eggs. Oh my gosh, take a look. They turned out beautifully. This is a super fun project, really easy, great to do with kids. Thanks for watching today. I hope you had a good time and maybe learned something you didn't know before. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. That's how we keep this whole thing going. We really love your comments as well. And feel free to share the video. Much love and happy egg dyeing.